Hello and welcome to another episode of the Farr Show, where I'm Damien Farr, and tonight we're talking about X-Men. Damien, are we wearing the same clothes? Yeah, I'm filming this back to back with Deadpool. I'll be real, and because this is one that kind of goes hand in hand, I thought now is the best time to talk about it. We're talking about the X-Men film series. I'm not really gonna talk too much in detail or rate them or anything. I'm just gonna talk about my experience with the X-Men movies. I feel like now is the best time to just reflect back on it, for lack of a better term, and talk about what it means to me, honestly. So we're gonna start with the original trilogy, where you got X-Men, X2. They gave it a subtitle. I don't remember the subtitle. I think it was X-Men United. We're gonna look it up quick because we have the technology. And then we got X-Men The Last Stand. Personally, X-Men The Last Stand was crazy enough the one I watched the most, but that was because that was the one I had as a kid. I think I had one from Blockbuster, like a copy from Blockbuster, which was kind of funny to think of. It's X2, X-Men United. Yep. So, the original trilogy here, you also had some spin-off games where you got X2 Wolverine's Revenge. I didn't play it much. I played a little bit. And then X-Men, the official game, didn't play much of that one either. But this trilogy, honestly, it didn't stick the landing, but the first two were really good. I mean, just like Spider-Man trilogy, the third one didn't stick the landing, which kind of sucks. But that's okay. Because if we go to the next trilogy, it's considerably better. Where we got Wolverine. We got X-Men Origins Wolverine from 2009, where the video game, the Uncaged edition of the video game is the one to point out, was amazing, better than the actual video game. Or better than the actual movie. So, if we swap out X-Men Origins Wolverine, the movie, with the video game, that's pretty solid there. The Wolverine is great. It's definitely an improvement upon X-Men Origins Wolverine. It's not perfect, but it's still better. And then you got Logan, which is easily the best X-Men movie that exists, and it's not even really a superhero movie. So, I mean, if you swap X-Men Origins Wolverine with the Uncaged edition of the video game, perfect trilogy almost. I mean, I don't know how it ties in, you know, with there's the credit, there's the scene that happens at the beginning of X-Men Origins Wolverine Uncaged edition and at the end. I don't know how those would tie in with the other movies, but then again, the X-Men timeline doesn't matter, so who cares? I just think, once again, I think we've talked about this. Wolverine is my favorite comic book character, and I've wanted to play him for all this time. And, you know, part of the reason that happened was because the Sega Genesis game that I played called X-Men as a kid, and Hugh Jackman. It also doesn't hurt that my father, who I don't talk to anymore, from my memory looked like Wolverine to an extent. So the fact that, you know, those three things happened made him my favorite character. Don't get me wrong, there's iterations of him that he's just a dumb, you know, killing machine, but there's iterations where he is easily the best character in X-Men. Now, going to the prequel films, we have a similar situation where you got X-Men First Class, X-Men Days of Future Past, and X-Men Apocalypse, and then Dark Phoenix, where the first two are good. Then they didn't stick the landing with Apocalypse, and then they made Dark Phoenix, which, weird. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but cool. So, both Dark Phoenix films have been bad. Crazy. I mean, Dark Phoenix was in The Last Stand. So, I mean, just weird to me that they felt the need to make another one. I mean, I guess it was kind of one of those branching timeline things, but who knows? Who cares? Some other films. Deadpool and Deadpool 2. I lumped them in other films because, I mean, Deadpool and the Wolverine are great, but it's kind of like an MCU film more than an X-Men film, I would say. And then you got the New Mutants, which I remember thinking was kind of a letdown. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't a terrible movie, but it wasn't, like, amazing. It's better than Dark Phoenix or X-Men The Last Stand, but that's not saying much. So, hypothetically, we're not ranking these, but we're just talking about them. But if we're doing each individual thing, we're going to do each individual thing. So, ranking them, let's start with other films. We got Deadpool 2, Deadpool, and then the New Mutants. Ironically enough, I love Once Upon a Deadpool the most. I don't know why. The prequel films, we got Days of Future Past, the Rogue Cut specifically, First Class, Apocalypse, and Dark Phoenix. We're going to skip Wolverine just because, once again, favorite character. We got the original trilogy, which is X2, X-Men, and then X-Men The Last Stand. Though I've watched X-Men The Last Stand more, it just makes sense that it's the worst. And I can look back fondly and say, I like the movie, but it's easily the worst of the three now. Now we get to Wolverine, where this is kind of harder. Logan easily is number one, right? That's a no doubt. But if we say it's the Wolverine versus X-Men Origins Wolverine Uncaged Edition, the video game, I think Uncaged Edition's just a bit better. But if we're going movie to movie, it's the Wolverine, then X-Men Origins Wolverine. So, I know this is a quicker, more off-the-cuff video, just me talking. Unlike normal, where I have a little bit more of a script and everything. But I just wanted to talk about X-Men, honestly. It was the last time we're going to be talking about them, if we're being real, and I just felt now was the perfect time. I mean, they're a great series. It's a great series. I gotta point out, though, because I don't know how to say it other than I didn't really watch it. So, other than films, there's also TV shows, like Legion and The Gifted, which I don't know where they take place or anything like that, and they're not really in a actual thing here. I mean, I'm literally looking at the actual, timeline here and just thinking, where does it go? So Legion is set in an alternate timeline of the X-Men film universe, so that makes sense. And then The Gifted is set in an alternate timeline where the X-Men disappeared. Okay, so they're both alternate timelines, so really didn't need to watch them, but I feel like I should get those too eventually. Do they make Blu-rays, I wonder? Yeah, we're really going on a tangent here again. Let's check. Blue-ray.com. The Gifted. The Gifted never got released. And then Legion. Just doing a quick look, I don't think it did. I wonder if The Gifted... Can you buy these anywhere? Like, digitally? Like, if I want them, can I buy them? You can buy The Gifted. According to this, Season 2 is $15. Season 1 is $10. So that's cool. Does it show, And then what about, Legion show? Yeah. This one... can also buy there's 3 seasons though. Interesting. Looks like they're $15 a season, but this is before clicking HD, so let's see, hypothetically, yeah, $20 a season for the HD versions, which who's buying SD versions of movies on Google that aren't, that have HD versions available? Like, why are you doing that to yourself? So really, once again, this was just me rambling a little bit more here about the shows that I didn't watch, and I hope to watch them maybe eventually. I'd like to do that. So, what's your favorite X-Men movie or favorite X-Men video game or comic? Favorite X-Men thing? I think mine would probably be either Logan or X-Men Origins Wolverine. Both of them are really good. So, tell me in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon, and have a far off night.